Favor transfers credibility. Favor actually brings you completely up the scale long before you ever learned or earned to be there. That's important for you to know. Now, Abram or Abraham in Genesis chapter 13 had a nephew whose name was Lot. God speaks to him. God speaks to Abram, and he says to him, he said, get up, get out of your house, leave your father's family, and go to a land that I'm showing you, because I'm going to bless you in that land. So he gets up, leaves his father's house, changes the trajectory of his life, but he stops over by his brother's house and picks up his nephew Lot. And when he does, the transference of blessing into Lot's life was astronomical. The Bible talks about how that Abram, he was rich in silver and gold and livestock and goods. But then it comes right after that and said that Lot was wealthy as well. Well, where did he get his wealth from? He got it from the transferred credibility that was given to him by his uncle. Now, in the New Testament, we find something just as well. Interestingly enough, and it had to do with a slave. Now, when we talk about slavery, we make so many mistakes about it. But let's just say that this person here, whose name was Onesimus, was an indentured servant. An indentured servant just means that he owed somebody some money, and so what it was he was going to work for that individual until all the money was paid back. But because Onesimus couldn't pay it back, he ran away from the slave owner, whose name was Philemon. Now do you get the story? There was a book that was written to Philemon, only one chapter long. But inside of that book, the story is given how that the Apostle Paul was in jail. And while in jail, he came in contact with this young man whose name was Onesimus. And he led Onesimus to Christ. And when he led Onesimus to Christ, it all finally comes out that they did have a mutual friend whose name was Philemon. So Paul told Onesimus, you need to go back. You need to go back and you need to finish things out the way that you had promised to finish things out. Well, he didn't want to go back, but he obeyed the Apostle Paul. And when he obeyed the Apostle Paul, all of a sudden, what happened was that the Apostle Paul gave him a letter, and inside that letter, the Apostle Paul says these words. He says, now, Onesimus, I'm sending you back, or he said to Philemon, I'm sending Onesimus back to you, which is really part of my own heart. He said, now, if he has hurt you, if he owes you anything, he said, I want you to charge me. Put it on my account, because you owe me your life just as well. Can you see the transferred credibility? Onesimus was forgiven. Onesimus couldn't really be charged any longer because the Apostle Paul took his debt. Because favor is the greatest seed or the greatest harvest that you will ever get inside of your life. Well then, what about another one? Interesting. Number 3 is that that favor in your life, that mysterious thing where people want to see you succeed. It's just mysterious. They're willing to grab onto your shoulder, take you down the road, and help you achieve great things in life. So favor, friends, is a doorway out of your past.